Hey everyone, I'm George. Welcome back to the video. Today we're going to do a little review of James Gunn's Superman. Just give my overall thoughts on the movie, what I liked and what I didn't like. And as you can see right there on the back, I got a little something special. So yeah, I got this popcorn tin of David Cornsweat's Superman. You have the Superman logo here with the DC Studios thing. Very cool pose of David Cornsweat's Superman flying. Going into it, I already had like high expectations because I'm a big fan of Superman. I'm a big fan of James Gunn, so those two going together seem like a good fit. The trailers look pretty good, especially the teaser. The teaser didn't show a lot of things, but showed a lot of the things that James Gunn was cooking up with this movie, and I'm happy that they delivered on that. I already said before, I'm a big Superman fan, and I'm not lying to you guys. As soon as the movie started and I saw the score, I heard the score, and every time David Cornsweat was on the screen, I teared up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not giving like a soups thing, overall glazing the movie, but I'm not lying. I had a ugly smile from year to year. I was tearing up most of the time when David Gordon was on screen as Superman and as Clark Kent, obviously. But one thing I really want to say is that the score for this movie is gorgeous. The first piece of score you actually hear in the movie, I think, is a rendition of Richard Donner's Superman theme from the '78 film. And as soon as I heard that, ooh, chills. I got chills like 3-4 times in this movie. Just tells you how much I liked it, really. David Cornsweat. I'm happy. He's the main face of the DCU from now on as Superman. Superman has always been a character that has a lot of the interesting takes and a lot of disrespect because he's normally viewed as the boring character. But David Cornsweat brought a great performance as Clark Kent and as Superman for this movie. Positives. I'm going to be 100% honest on what I liked and what I didn't like about the movie, so stay ready. This is a great Superman film. Great. It's not perfect, but great. It shows that cheerful, hopeful, happy Superman that even though he's injured and might have like broken bones, etc., he still doesn't care and focuses on saving people. A big part of this movie was Superman breaking a conflict in a Middle Eastern country, and then those actions led to a lot of political stuff, but Superman only really cared about saving people, but people weren't seeing it that way. They thought Superman was siding with this other nation, stuff like that. But when Superman was really only there to save people, that's the whole thing. Superman doesn't work for the United States or any other nation. He does what he does for good. And I'm sure you have heard this time and time again, but this really is the perfect comic book movie. And I mean as in an adaptation of a comic book. And before you go all, he's not a nerd, he really knows the character, etc., I have read All-Star Superman twice now. Yeah, this whole bits of pages. I've read this twice now. This just shows how good of a character Superman is. A lot of shots in this movie, not just the characters, but also the shots. It's something you see in a comic book, especially that shot of Metamorpho, Crypto, Superman, and Baby Joey. That's also in the trailer. That's also my wallpaper on my laptop, so just a fun fact right there. Let's talk a bit about the other characters. Lois Lane, I really liked her. Jimmy Olsen, I really liked, even though he didn't get as much screen time as I would have hoped. He has this funny thing where he's basically the ladies' man, so he has like a lot of risk for some reason. And let's talk about the big one. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Oh my god. From the trailers, I already had expectations that he might have been a candidate for the best Lex Luthor and one of the best villains in live action DC media. And I'm so happy I was right. From the start, from the first scene he pops up, you just feel this aura, this hate he has for Superman. And he says along the movie that even though he has a problem with metahumans, he hates Superman the worst. The facial expressions he puts up in some scenes to show this hate he has for Superman. That scene, that Russian roulette scene, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, slight spoilers, but the Russian roulette scene, that scene with him from the gun in the cages on this pocket universe, that scene solidified him as one of the best Lex Luthors we've ever had. I think he's pretty much up there with Michael Rosenbaum. I think he's still over, but Nicholas Hoult is like a close second in my opinion. A big topic of debate in the movie was the CGI, because in multiple TV spots, like low quality TV spots, just to reiterate, the CGI looked a little bit dodgy. But I guess that's normally lower quality stuff, and the movie wasn't ready when they made those TV spots. There wasn't really a shot that I said, that looks wonky. The Justice Gang were a very funny inclusion, with the major standout for me and for a lot of people being Mr. Terrific, and he's being named the MVP of the movie. From the moment he's introduced, you just get this aura from him. You see the T-spheres and his brain and stuff, gadgets and stuff throughout the movie that I really, really liked. And I need, James Gunn, if you're watching this, I need a Mr. Terrific show. In my veins, I need a Mr. Terrific show. Or a movie. Could be both. Guy Gardner was also pretty cool. He's very comic accurate in the way he acts, he talks, the things he does with his lantern rings, like that shot of him, making a projection with a hand, just flipping off a tank, just classic Guy Gardner stuff like he is in the comics. And one thing I'm a little bit disappointed is that we didn't get a lot of Hawkgirl in the movie. She did get her own action scene. But I wish we could have seen a little bit more of her. Metamorpho was one of the characters that really had me interested from the start, because I didn't know much about Metamorpho. I knew he had the powers, to change parts of his body or his whole body into different types of materials, like solids, liquids, smokes, etc. They didn't show much of his origin, but they did show that he has a kid and a wife, girl. I don't know. But she has have a kid, baby Joey. That was a really fun inclusion for Metamorpho. He also got his own moment. So yeah, liked them a lot. On to some negatives from the movie. One thing I didn't like a lot was some characters and some side stories that I don't think were utilized enough. The big example for me is Ma and Pa Kent. It makes sense because they didn't want to make like an origin thing, but I think they could have explored a little bit more of Clark's relationship with Ma and Pa Kent. But this is like an overall problem that I have with the movie, that is that the runtime really damaged it a bit, because just like the Ma and Pa Kent stuff, they could have shown a lot more of the Daily Planet, which was a thing that I was expecting to see a lot more of. Clark and the Daily Planet, we really only got that first sequence in the start, a couple scenes throughout the movie, but we didn't get a lot of scenes with Clark Kent, the reporter. I would have preferred if we saw a lot more of that, maybe in a sequel in a future project. That's pretty much my only negative with the movie, is that the runtime felt a little bit short, and then we didn't get to see a lot of stuff that could have been a lot more interesting. But overall, I think this was a really fun introduction into the DCU. This definitely felt like one of those Justice League Unlimited episodes throughout the movie, especially when the Justice Gang showed up. I like that a lot. Especially with the action scenes as well. And the flight scenes, those look pretty good, especially with the camera angles and how fast they were going and they were moving. I like that a lot. Really can't wait to see more of these characters and more of the universe throughout, especially with Peacemaker, Lantern, and Supergirl next year. So yeah, the future of DC is bright, and I can't wait to witness it. So I think for Superman, I'll give a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's the best James Gunn superhero movie he's ever made. I think Guardians 3 is still my favorite, but this is really, really close. He's never made a bad comic book movie, actually. So this just goes on to that collection that he has of great comic book films. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, leave a like, and comment below what you think of Superman, and if you are excited for the future of the DCU. I'm George. Peace out. Take care.